Hey guys, it's Nicole, and today I'm going to be starting a weekend reading vlog. I've just been out all day doing stuff, so that's why I'm in the huge jacket and my face is really flushed. It is absolutely freezing here at the moment, so excuse this. I thought it would be a really good idea for me to do a reading vlog this weekend. I've missed vlogging, first of all, but I've had a really weird time with reading the last week and a bit, mostly because I've been sick. I was really sick last weekend, and then also at the beginning of the week I had a really bad head cold flu thing going on, and I didn't have any brain cells to read. But before I get into my reading plans, way home I stopped at my local op shop. Op shops are what we call charity shops here in Australia, and my local one can always find really great finds. So I went in and I grabbed a bag full of books. I mean, we all know I don't need any more books, but I mean, they're so cheap and it's secondhand, so it's not like it's... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to justify me buying more books, but I mean, I should just admit already that I have a problem because that's obvious. The first book I found is Timekeeper by Tara Sim. I just know that this is a Victorian era kind of story, and I'm guessing it has something to do with time. So it says it's the first book in a dazzling new steampunk fantasy trilogy. Timekeeper introduces a magical world of mythology and innovation that readers will never want to leave. Now, I've seen someone, maybe I saw it on Goodreads. I've either seen it on Goodreads or someone's channel and someone liked it. I don't know who. The next book I grabbed was The Earthsea Quartet by Ursula Le Guin. I really can't justify this purchase because I already own this book. I really want to get into classic fantasy, and Ursula Le Guin is the queen, and I really just loved this edition, and it was just so cheap, and I have a problem, so I got it. This is kind of a interesting purchase for me. It's this bind up of short stories, and it's the year's best science fiction, and it's the 26th annual collection. I do read science fiction, but I definitely don't read a lot, and I want to get more into it, and I thought this would be a really great way for me to maybe find some authors whose work I would like to check out. A lot of them I don't know. The only author I recognize is Garth Nix. Now these next two, I was just gonna go in there and have a look, and then I found these two books and I was kind of like, well, I have to get them, and then it just kind of started the avalanche, and then I got all of them. You know how that happens? I got Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence. I haven't even started Red Sister. I own it, but I haven't read it. I mean, for $2, this came out earlier this year. I just grabbed it. I'm going to read it. I'm actually planning on reading Red Sister, Grey Sister, and Holy Sister before the end of the year, so it's gonna happen. And the next book I was really surprised to find, that is Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. There are mixed reviews on this, so I hadn't picked it up, but I saw it and I grabbed it today for really cheap, so we love that. Those are the books I got. I felt really lucky with my finds today. So, my reading plans for today. The first book I'm hoping to finish this weekend is Nevernight. I'm currently listening to the audiobooks, so I haven't updated where I am. At the moment, I have this plan to listen to the audiobooks of Nevernight and God's Grave. And next week, I'm planning to physically read both books, and I want to annotate them, and I want to jot down notes, because I would really like to make a theory video for Dark Dawn, which comes out the 3rd of September for the rest of the world, but for me, Dark Dawn comes out on the 23rd of August. For Sydney and Melbourne, he's doing an early kind of book signing, book launch, so if you go to the event, you can get the book earlier than the actual release date, which is really exciting. So I really want to have that done. The other book I'm currently in the middle of is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, and I'm buddy reading this with Michaela, and oh my god, Michaela, I am so sorry. I am the worst buddy reader ever. I started it when I first got sick, and then I got 200 pages into it. I restarted it last night. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it. It's just I didn't have the brain power to take it in. I'm hoping to make really good progress on this today. I'm only 100 pages in at the moment. I have a fair way to go. So I'm going to be audiobooking Nevernight and physically reading Sorcery of Thorns. Hey guys, it is now Saturday and the weather is absolutely shocking. It's really windy, it's really raining, it's really gross. I was just out. I'm going to go out again in a little bit, so I'll update you. I'm just over halfway in Sorcery of Thorns and I'm loving this so much. I was really scared when I first started reading this because I wasn't loving it like everyone else, and I think that was because I just wasn't taking it in because I was sick. But now that I've gone back and I've started over, it's really something. The best way I can describe this book, or the way it makes me feel, is, you know when you watch an anime and the story and the world is just really creative, really amazing, and then the art is visually stunning and just so captivating. Writing in this is just so vivid that it's giving me that feeling that I get when I watch animes and I'm blown away by the story and the art and the music. Like, that's the best way I can describe how I feel about this book. I was editing yesterday's clips this morning and I realized I didn't even tell you what this book is about. This book follows a girl called Elizabeth, and when she was a baby she was dropped off at a library, so she is an orphan. And libraries are really special in this world because they contain grimoires, and grimoires are basically magical books, and the grimoires in this story, they have personalities. There are different classes of grimoires, and so some of them can be a quite high class and they can be quite dangerous and can turn into monsters. She is raised in this library and is working as an apprentice to train and become a warden, and a warden basically works to protect the world, the society, from the grimoires and them turning monstrous. I'm so glad that this book is getting the hype it deserves. It is truly beautiful. As for Nevernight, somewhere in the middle of chapter 21, so I'm a little bit further than this. I'm still listening to the audiobook. I completely adore this book. I adore this series. I adore this world. I love the characters. I think it's incredible, but at the same time it's a book I can recognize that isn't for everyone. I've seen quite a few people pick this up this month for the newts, and a lot of them are struggling to get into it. I highly recommend that you try to read at least the first 100 to 150 pages, and then if you can't get into it after that, then maybe don't continue, because it isn't the book for everyone. It is quite dense, the writing. I personally love it. If you've missed what this book is about, it's basically about a girl who loses her entire family because of political reasons, and she's on a quest to avenge her family. And so she enlists in this assassin school, and this first book just basically follows her in training at this assassin school. It's really cool. You get to see all the different classes. You have the typical battle combat class, you have a poisons class, you have a class in like seduction and like disguise. It's really interesting. So much I've forgotten, and there was things I didn't expect to happen so early on that I thought happened later on. So what I'm thinking is I might try and film a video, and then I will do some reading, and then I'll go out in about an hour. I just finished Sorcery of Thorns and I really loved it. It might be a 5-star read for me. I'm not sure. I'm gonna let it sit. I was just so captivated by the world. I will say that in the middle, the story definitely slows down, and it's not a very strongly plot-driven story. Like, there's definitely still a plot, but it's definitely more focused on the atmosphere and the characters. But oh my god, I loved it. I love Silas. I love all of them. And the ending was just so cute. It might be 5 stars. It was just so good. And then I did also finish Nevernight, and I've started listening to God's Grave, but I'm not that far into it. I'm going to end the vlog here because I have things I need to do for the rest of today, and I also want to edit this vlog to get it up tomorrow. But I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how your reading's going this month. I feel like my reading this month has been really weird and not as good as I wanted it to be, but I've read some really good books, so at least there's that. And I hope that you're enjoying whatever you're currently reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye!